Association of Pure Devotees. An essential subject from Vinaypedia. The best thing is not to seek solitude in the beginning but to remain in the midst of pure devotees so that even there is attack of their association will protect us. Transcendental attachment is so powerful that if such attachment is seen manifested even in some common men, by the association of a pure devotee, the mercy of Kaya and the rendering of devotional service, it can bring one to the perfectional stage. All of these help one to give up the association of non-devotees and the material opulence awarded by the external energy. Srila Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations and letters offer a comprehensive presentation of this essential subject as seen in the Vinaycote's Association of Pure Devotees category. An introduction from his books is given below in the following 10 quotes. Quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books. A pure devotee considers a moment's association with another pure devotee to be far superior to residing in a heavenly planet or merging in the Brahman effulgence. The topmost benediction for those who are living in this material world and are subjected to the repetition of birth and death, transmigration, is association with pure devotees. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.30. 34. As the river flows until she reaches the sea, similarly pure devotional service flows by the association of pure devotees till it reaches the ultimate goal, namely, transcendental love of God. Such a flow of devotional service cannot stop. On the contrary, it increases more and more without limitation. The flow of devotional service is so potent that any onlooker also becomes liberated from the influence of the modes of passion and ignorance. Armad Bh Gavatam 1.5. 28. The sufferings of the conditioned soul are superficial and have no intrinsic value, like the cutting off of one's head in a dream. Yet although this statement is theoretically very true, it is very difficult for the common man or the neophyte on the transcendental path to realize practically. However, by serving the feet of great transcendentalists like Maitreya Muni and by constantly associating with them, one is enabled to give up the false idea that the soul suffers from material pangs. Armad Bh Gavatam 3.7. 18. Yogis are generally not very much interested in devotional service. They want to regulate the breathing process. This is simply a bodily concern. Here Dhruva Maharya plainly says that a devotee has no more bodily interest. He knows that he is not the body. From the very beginning, therefore, without wasting time in bodily exercises, a devotee searches out a pure devotee and simply by his association becomes more advanced in spiritual consciousness than any yog. Because a devotee knows that he is not the body, he is never affected by bodily happiness or distress. Armad Bh Gavatam 4.9. 12. While the bhakti creeper is growing, the devotee must protect it by fencing it all around. The neophyte devotee must be protected by being surrounded by pure devotees. In this way he will not give the maddened elephant a chance to uproot his bhakti creeper. When one associates with non-devotees, the maddened elephant is set loose. Our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, as at Sagataiga Vyava Sira, CC Madhya 22.87. The first business of a Vyava is to give up the company of non-devotees. A so-called mature devotee, however, commits a great offense by giving up the company of pure devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya LL 19.157. Lord R. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great preacher of the principles of Armad Bh Gavatam, has stressed the importance of association with estis, pure devotees of the Lord. He said that even by a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can achieve all perfection. We are not ashamed to admit that this fact was experienced in our practical life. Were we not favored by His divine grace Armad Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvat Gosvam Maharya, by our first meeting for a few minutes only, it would have been impossible for us to accept this mighty task of describing Armad Bh Gavatam in English. Armad Bh Gavatam 1.13. 29. The self-realized devotee is he who surrenders unto the Lord fully and who does not have attachment for material prosperity. Material prosperity and sense enjoyment and their advancement are all activities of ignorance in human society. Peace and friendship are impossible for a society detached from the association of God and His devotees. It is imperative, therefore, that one sincerely seek the association of pure devotees and hear them patiently and submissively from any position of life. Armad Bh Gavatam, Introduction. By the association of pure devotees attachment for Kaya can be aroused, but if one commits offenses at the lotus feet of a devotee, one's shadow attachment or par attachment can be extinguished. This extinguishing is like the waning of the full moon, which gradually decreases and at last becomes dark. One should therefore be very careful while associating with pure devotees to guard against committing an offense at their lotus feet. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 18. One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge, or Kaya consciousness, by practicing austerity and celibacy, Brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up one's possessions in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga sanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process simply by following the regulative principles of Kaya consciousness. Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 1. A pure devotee becomes attached to Kaya by hearing the Lord's glories. The Lord's glories and the Lord himself are identical. One has to be qualified to understand this absolute truth. Therefore one should be given a chance to associate with a pure devotee. Our Kaya consciousness movement is meant for this purpose. We want to create pure devotees so that other people will benefit by their association. In this way the number of pure devotees increases. Professional preachers cannot create pure devotees. Kaitanya Karatam Ta, Madhya LL 24.98